Hello, I'm Dan Liggett, editor of the Wilmington News Journal, and I'm here today with Terry Habermehl. Terry is a candidate in the Republican primary for county auditor. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Habermehl.
Thanks for having me.
And had a couple questions for you for our web browsers. Given the difficulties so many Clinton County property owners face during this economic crisis, what can and should the county auditor do in terms of property valuations to help relieve some of the tax burden?
Well, I think the most important thing that the auditor should do is look at what's best for the people of Clinton County. You know, we unfortunately have the highest unemployment rate in the state. We've got dozens of houses being foreclosed on every month, and people are hurting. The property valuation updates in 2008 were based on state law, and the auditor apparently worked with the state tax commissioner to limit those increases as much as possible because they were based on 2005 to 2007 numbers. However, the bigger question for me is, given the severity of the economic decline in the county, why did the auditor not do a reappraisal of every property in the county in 2009 or even this year? State law says that the auditor has to reappraise every piece of property at least once every 6 years. It does not prohibit the auditor from doing it more frequently if conditions warrant that, either good or bad. And given the numbers that I just spoke of, I think that our economic situation warranted doing a revaluation in 2009 or at a minimum this year. Obviously, that's an expensive undertaking, but you know, at the end of last year, the auditor had over $500,000 in the real estate fund, so you know it shouldn't have been a matter of money. As I researched what other counties were doing, I noticed that Butler County auditor faced the same issue in 2008. He had rapidly rising property values from 2005 to 2007, and then rapidly declining ones at the end of 2008. And unfortunately, he faced the same issue. The law required those increases, even though the economy was declining and property values were declining. The difference is, in 2009, he revalued every property and gave his constituents tax relief. And the quote that I saw on his website was, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, we had two choices. We could leave values high, or we could accurately and conservatively revalue them and put a few bucks back in taxpayers' pockets. And to me, that is putting the people of the county first. The Clark County auditor did the same thing. So I think given our situation, that should have been done. It hasn't been. We have a regularly scheduled reappraisal in 2011, and I just, for the life of me, don't know why we're waiting to do that when we have the opportunity to help people in the county who are struggling mightily right now financially.
Thank you. With the economic situation facing the county budget, what can and should the auditor do to help ensure the fiscal health of the county? And do you support county elected officials taking pay cuts or unpaid furlough days, should those measures be ordered for other county employees?
The most important thing I think that the auditor can do as far as fiscal health of the county is maintain accurate records and provide the commissioners with timely and accurate information. Most especially revenue projections. The county commissioners use the information they get from the auditor to make decisions, and they need to know that the information they get is accurate from the auditor. One example is in September last year, the auditor provided a revenue projection of $419,000 left in the unencumbered balance of the Commissioner's Fund, which is the fund they use to pay a lot of the employees. She brought that projection with a strong recommendation to lay people off. And the commissioners earlier this year were very upset about that. One in particular that I talked to said that they were extremely close to laying people off as a result of that projection. Then in January, she actually certified the balance at $1.3 million. That's a difference of 68%. And how are the commissioners supposed to make the decisions they need to make if they can't rely on the information they get from the auditor's office? I think that's the most important thing that the auditor can do is provide them with accurate information. The auditor's job is to to accurately report the information. The auditor's job is not to control spending. The auditor's job is to provide the commissioners with the right information in a timely manner so that they can control spending. As far as pay cuts go, I know elected official salaries are governed by state law, so I don't know how that would work with pay cuts or unpaid furlough days. I have no problem with any plan that would help get the community back on its feet and would allow it to reduce cost to taxpayers. I think we need a comprehensive plan that does that long term, that helps with sustainability of the county government and helps it remain viable.
Okay, very good. Thanks for coming in
No
today.
problem. Thank you.